Alright guys, I wanted to make a quick video regarding the current market conditions. You probably already heard the breaking news that MATIC, Solana, Cardano and a few others have been listed as securities, or have been alleged to be securities at least, right? So it's not confirmed yet. But with the breakout of this news, a lot of centralized exchanges, in fact like companies like Robinhood and XYZ, have decided to sell. In fact, they actually already kind of offloaded hours before the news even broke out. So clearly they had some idea of what was going on, and the markets crashed. In fact, some coins crashed as much as 30%. BTC, Ethereum held strong, so I'm quite happy about that. But then again, nothing is off the books. I've got a feeling that we could see a second wave of dump coming through. And if that does, then the chart analysis that we did a few weeks back, close to a month ago I think we did, was that BTC could test the $24,500 level once again, right? And if it does, then that's a good level for us to start a bounce back. So if I ignored the news, the FUD news, the FOMO news, everything, right? Because we have positives and negatives, and you have a lot of channels out there who are reporting daily. So whatever the sentiment is, you are getting that data sent out to you, right? So if the market's slightly bullish, then everybody's bullish, right? And if the market is bearish, then everybody's bearish. But obviously we're ignoring all of this, and we're only focusing on the data the chart is giving us. So based on the weekly chart, we can see that the market structure has reset, especially with the stochastic RSI and the RSI. RSI not quite there, but I think this week it will bring it to that level where the reset happens. But in the short term, if things cannot be controlled, right? So if we end up having mega liquidations, if everybody's becoming over bullish right now, and start opening massive long leverage trades or whatever, then there's a potential to get wrecked, right? And this is the thing, because remember, the sharks, the whales, whatever you want to call them, they're observing. Everything is, we can see everything on chain, right? So if you have too many leverage open, then you're just opening yourself up for a bit of trouble. If we're 50-50, then it's a different story. So leverage I don't recommend, but also at the same time, right now, with all the news that's going on, personally, I mean, as a bull, I would love to buy some more Cardano, because I've just lost close to, I would say in the last few weeks, I've lost close to about 50% of my valuation in Cardano, the portfolio that I'm holding. And this is a fresh portfolio I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the old ones, right? This is a fresh portfolio. So I've lost about 50%. So I'm down 50% there. I would love to buy some more, just to kind of dollar cost average. But do I really want to, or do I want to wait? Because I don't know what's going to happen right now. And this is one of the reasons why I only invest what I am willing to lose completely into altcoins, right? So I've mentioned this many times before. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. That's the only crypto that I know. Everything else is an altcoin. So that includes Ethereum and everything else, right? So for me, I don't have the big portions sitting in those ones. And yeah, the ones that, that I have the least amount is the ones that are bleeding. So yes, market current condition, everybody's at loss. So I feel your pain. I hope you feel my pain too. So we are all down. This video is more like, just kind of, it's not even information. It's just, I just want to talk about it. I just want to, tell you guys that, look guys, this is crypto. This is what happens. But then there are there's light at the end of the tunnel, right? And what that means is, yes, everything looks very bearish. Some of these top tier blue chip coins, like I'll call them blue chips, right? Because they are top 100 coins, right? Or even if we go even closer, top 50, maybe even top 10, top 15, top 20, because of all the other stable coins. So if we say top 20, that's what they are. So if they have managed to suffer this much, and SEC's gone after them, and now centralized exchanges are attacking them, right? Or not attacking them, delisting them because of SEC attacks, right? You have to understand, like, this is the time that everybody needs to come together, and especially the Web3 community, the entire cryptosphere needs to come together. And just like how we back in the days, how Bitcoin was managed, the Bitcoin proposal goes up, right? The BIP whatever, right, goes out. and everybody votes on it and says, yeah, let's do this to keep this decentralized. If someone didn't agree, fine, go and fork it and do whatever you want, right? So that's what happens. This is how we were doing it. So I think this level of decentralization needs to come back, because what's happened over the many years that we've been in crypto, especially since 2017 bull run, because the 2017 bull run is going to be remembered by everybody, because what you have to understand is the number of coins we had to start off with, right? And then the number of coins we had at the end of it, and the percentage gain that we did. We haven't done those gains again, right? You know, we were doing like 10,000% gain, right? We didn't do that again. So for us, like, that's something to be remembered in history. We will remember this. I don't think crypto is going to ever do anything like it. Of course, during bull runs, when fresh coins come out, fresh projects come out, yes, they could also do, you know, 10, I don't know, maybe they do 10,000%, right? Some of them have actually, but the point is they're a lot more risky, because again, the problem is they're not totally decentralized. So decentralization plays a very big key here, and I think the market needs to get together and understand and say, look guys, right, enough is enough. We've attempted decentralized ways. We've got institutions like Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, whatever you want to call them. They're all centralized entities who have the largest volume, and they're making a lot of money out of us, but they're not doing anything for the industry. So do we really want to be supporting them? You know, the centralized mechanisms, right? Do we really want that? Yes, it's ease of use, but that's what's causing the problem, because majority of the people want something easy. They think crypto is complicated. No, it's not. Crypto is not complicated. As long as you have a Tether coin or some form of a cryptocurrency version of whatever money, as long as you can acquire that, you're fine. So you don't have to do everything there. Just do that 1%, right? Your 1% would be the entry, so your gateway. Once you go through your gateway, then you're free to do whatever. And I think that's what a lot of people need to see, that, okay, hold on, why are we, you know, doing everything inside the market? So if everyone avoids that and, you know, becomes decentralized and uses decentralized protocols, then it doesn't impact anybody. And if everyone stops seeking ease of use, then again, we'll be fine, because it is easy. Crypto is easy, right? Yes, it may take a little bit of understanding, but it is actually easy once you understand it. And a lot of these people that enter the market, they enter with $10, $15, $20, $100. You know, some of these guys maybe with $1,000, but they never gain. This is the thing, right? So they'll enter with $1,000 and then they panic and then they exit with $800. So they just lost $200, which doesn't help anybody. They are not real crypto people. So centralized platforms providing this service to the noobs or newbies or whatever you want to call them isn't helping them and isn't helping the industry. So maybe what we need to do is get together, because as we progress, technology has got a lot better. We should be decentralizing exchanges and mechanisms as well, have actual decentralized protocols. In that way, you can be whatever, a securities or whatever, and it doesn't matter anymore, right? It doesn't matter, because what happens if it's a security, right? Ultimately, if MATIC becomes a security or Solana becomes a security because it sold its tokens or sold its shares or whatever it did, right? The company's liable for those kind of problems, right? You know, if you're in a decentralized protocol, what does it matter to you? You know, like what I'm trying to say is, for example, I've bought BTC, right? And I'm going to just put it out there black and white, right? So I've bought BTC with my US dollars or my GBP or whatever currency that I have in my country, right? So I've bought that. So I bought some BTC. I've decided to go and dabble into another cryptocurrency, an altcoin, right? Like Solana, MATIC, Cardano, whatever, right? And I bought it with BTC. Does it really matter to me if Cardano, Solana, MATIC or whatever is a security? Ultimately, no, I don't give a damn, because my exit is still back in BTC. All I'm intending to do is make more BTC. So if the price goes up, and I'm speculating, if the price goes up and my speculation is correct, and I've made more money, then I've made more BTC. That's all I care about. So that's how I think the market needs to think as well. Stop thinking in the centralized form. And I've mentioned this many years ago when I first started YouTube. I said, guys, biggest problem a lot of people have is they look at the market in their fiat currency value. If you look at the market in the fiat currency value, you've got a problem. Because if you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to invest $1,000 and I just made $100, or I made 10% on that, you're wrong, because that's wrong. Because the thing is your 10%, by the time you get to that 10%, is devalued. Because remember, we have the inflation numbers, right? So your currency is inflated, which represents 10% more, but you actually you know, your worth is less because the price has gone up. So, but with crypto, if you paid, for example, 0.1 BTC and you got yourself 0.0011 BTC, right, 0.1 more, you made 10% more BTC, right? Which then, you know, you can exit, do whatever with. So look at things in that particular way. I don't want to go too deep into this. You can probably see I'm driving, and it's a bit noisy as well. So, but guys, this is what the reality is, right? So that's what I wanted everybody to understand. You know, we definitely, I mean, this is a message for everybody, so I don't care who watches this, right? But the point is it's a message for the entire Web3 community, entire crypto sphere, especially projects, the blue chip projects out there, you know, MATIC founder, Charles Hoskinson, XYZ, whatever, those people, those faces that we know. Think decentralized, because if you're missing the decentralization, you're causing problems. You might say you're SEC, you know, approved, or you're compliant with SEC, but it all depends on how you're doing it, right? If you don't have the full plan ahead, right, and you don't have an execution method, then you're not decentralized, right? Like, we've been talking about a project, I've been talking about a project. In fact, the last video I mentioned it, I talked about it, and I've come up with a strategy. I said, look, there's loads of regulations going out there, so I'm constantly holding myself back in what I want to do, right? So I have this NFT collection that I want to launch, which I'm not publishing because, you know, I can't give away these NFTs to members of the community in XYZ. So what I've done, I said, okay, fine, I'm not going to give this away. It's art, it's work that I've put in based on what the art is. So I'm not going to have a flat rate for them. Based on what it is, I'm going to sell it, right? So I'm going to sell my art. I'm going to sell my art to fund my project. That's all I'm doing, right? So once I sell my art to fund my project, I will reward my communities with a reward token, right? Now the community, if they decide to go and provide liquidity and then basically list that token into an exchange or whatever, by all means. I never did it, the community did it. That is decentralized. But when you are providing everything, so you're providing the plate, the knife and fork, the cutlery, you know, even the venue, the restaurant, but hold on, you've got a problem because you are the source of everything. So if you then get classed as by SEC as a security, don't complain about it. You know, you haven't created the tools. For me, I'm saying, well, look, you know, here I've got, this is the tools, but I don't have the venue, I don't have anything. Right? I'm giving it to your hand for you to decide. Exactly like Satoshi Nakamoto did it. He said, this is how you mine Bitcoin. So in the beginning, the people didn't just receive Bitcoin, they mined Bitcoin. He said, this is how you acquire Bitcoin. You can acquire 50 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, provided you connect the computers. The more people that connect, it will make it more difficult. But I still don't give you the BTC. You still have to work for it, right? You do something, whether it's you know, you get it as a reward or whether you get it as a payment. You're still working for it. You're doing something for it. You give with one hand and you take with another hand. That's what it was. And everybody's not guaranteed to take. So if you think how Satoshi thought about it, right? Back in 2007, back in 2008, when this guy or this group of people, they were sitting around and planning how to execute the launch and deployment and the decentralization of BTC, right? Go back to the roots. That's all you need to do. That's exactly what I've done. I've went back to the root. I said, right, forget the noise, because all I'm seeing right now is a lot of noise, right? How these new companies are coming forward, how these new founders are coming forward. Oh, I'm the founder of this company. Oh, I intend to do this. No, there's none of that introduction here. You don't need, if you're creating a cryptocurrency, cryptographic, you know, a currency or a coin or a token by nature, then you need to make sure that you have no claim over that coin. You are not the founder. Maybe you are the founder, you're the creator, but that's about it. You should not have power over it or control over it. That's my opinion, right? And I'm like, for me, I'm following what Satoshi did, right? So my whole goal is that, you know, I want to launch this project. I want people to work for the tokens. Once they work for the tokens, they receive the tokens. Tokens are done. Nobody's paid anything. And then thereafter, the community provides liquidity, does whatever, just like how Bitcoin was community initiated, sold by the community, bought and sold by the community, without Satoshi ever interfering on what the price should be or what the token distribution should be. He never interfered with that. He only set the rules and he left it there. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm setting the rules. I'm going to leave it there. You do what you want to do. Go and claim it, do whatever. That's how this project's going to be. And I'm going to follow Satoshi in every way. For example, I've even decided that I was going to do 210 million coins. No, I'm going to do 21 million coins just like Satoshi. Difference between Satoshi and me is that Satoshi did it based on a mining algorithm. We're not going to do it on a mining algorithm. We are going to do it as a token base, as an ERC20 compatible, EVM compatible token. But we're going to have a 21 million cap, and there's going to be many ways of claiming those tokens. What you do with it is up to you, right? That's the whole idea. I don't want to get involved in this stuff like buying, selling, SEC, FCA, whatever. Forget it. We don't need all of that thing. You're not decentralized if you're controlling certain things. If I control the keys, if I control loads of different things, then I'm not decentralizing it. We're not part of Web 3. You might as well be part of Web 2, you know, or just, yeah, I mean, yeah, just complete mess basically, right? You know, Web 1 more like, that's what I would say, right? Complete stupidity. So, you know, I remember back in the days when, you know, projects used to launch, a lot of these projects, they were anonymous, and those are the successful ones. Like, for example, we had Monero, we had, you know, Cardano, we had, it's not Cardano, sorry, we had, what was the other one called? Like Zcoin or Zcoin or whatever it was, right? Zcash, sorry, Zcash. And Coinbase, sorry, not Coinbase, Bitcoin and stuff like that, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is a lot of the top successful projects, they started off decentralized, but then people struggled to get trust into the market. And because of that, we had founders showing their face, their teams and whatever. And a lot of these were fake projects, right? So I've seen projects with like 50 people in the team or with all of these things, and they genuinely hired these people, but just to show the face. Once they launched the project, they took the money. They don't give a damn about you, right? So I've looked at that and I said, look, I've got to look at everything. So for me, believe me, I've got a mountain on my shoulders, right? And I'm thinking, how can you create something that is going to be beneficial to everybody, at least the intent of benefit to everybody, without any speculation, without any pricing structure, right? And without any regulatory problems or issues, I'll call it, right? So without any of this, how could you create something? So I've thought about it, and I'm openly telling you exactly how I aim to do this, right? Now, what happens afterwards, what the public does later on, if the public goes in and does the liquidity and whatever, good luck to you. I'm not setting the prices, you do that, right? The only thing I will be selling is my artwork, which I have done myself or community members have done and delivered to me, which I am going to be selling on behalf of them, full stop, right? So that's the most fair way I could think about it, right? You know, think about this as a campaign video, right? For the upcoming projects that I'm launching. And I'm saying projects because the NFT collections are independent and they're quite unique, and there's a few of them, right? And I don't intend to just stop there. Once I get into the rhythm, I intend to launch more NFTs similar, so that the entire 21 million tokens that we're going to be launching can be claimed, right? So the whole idea is the entire 21 million coins will be sitting there as a reward for everybody. So there we go, right? I'm not selling a single token. And I'm not gifting it. I'm not giving it as an airdrop to anybody. None of that business. You buy the artwork, you get yourself some of that, right? Again, it's going to be first minters, it's not going to be second minters. So a lot of people might think, oh, maybe they're giving it to the second minters. No. First minters only, right? The first minters will be able to get these. That's about it. So keeping things simple, right? But yeah, other than that, guys, I'm ready, right? I'm ready to launch the projects. I'm ready to launch all of the connections. I've got them set up. Some of them I've already backed up onto the IPFS already. So they're kind of ready to deploy. Now, for me, I'm having a tough time because what I'm having a tough time with is figuring out what the community wants to price this at, or what the structure is, or how much the community wants to invest into the project. Because again, my artwork is there, but there's no mechanism for me to figure out what the offer is going to be, right? So what are you offering? You know, I don't know, maybe I need to deploy and then ask, I don't know, right? But remember, when we're doing stuff on chain, every change that is made is only proof of control. And every time I go and change the price for something, say for example, I have something at $100 and then I change it to $1,000, that also costs money, right? So I'm trying to save as much fee for everybody and trying to minimize the fees involved and the cost involved in deploying all of these things, because I don't expect 100% of the project to be successful. My expectations are 50-50. So I'm expecting 50% of all the artwork that I'm going to be giving out, I'm going to be selling basically, to sell out. 50% maybe not, right? But that's public domain. It could sell later. I've seen projects that have made NFTs like 3 years ago, and they've just recently sold them. So yeah, I mean, anything could happen in the market, but that's the whole intention. That's how I want to do it. You know, I want to know what the budgets are so I can work with that and then say, okay, here we go, we've set that, and then move forward. Because remember, the community that we have built, right? The community that we have on Discord, on WhatsApp, and this and that, the private communities, people who come and see me, people who I interact with regular basis, who I physically see. My offer stands the same for everybody, by the way. So there's no different offer. Like, there's no backhanded offers like, oh, I'm going to give you that, or I'm going to give. No, it's the same offer that I'm mentioning right now is for everybody. All right. So if you go and buy my artwork, right, you will be rewarded the token that we have, but it's only for the first minters, right? You will be rewarded that, and you know, other perks. For example, I have a prize pool, so via the prize pool I will be giving them back a lot of USDT, right? Which theoretically, and this is again specifically for the current community that we have, right? And that community doesn't stop. If it grows, if you come and join the community right now via our Discord, you're part of it too. So it's an open community. I'm doing this until I don't do it anymore. So that's the whole idea. So if the community now has 20,000 members in there, all 20,000 members will benefit from the same offer. That's the whole thing. There is nothing different for anybody else. So the pool is there, the first minters are there. That's how we want to do this, and then we take it from there basically, right? And from the pool, I'm going to be rewarding like a gift. I'm going to be gifting back USDT to everybody. Now what happens then is, the idea for me, the way I looked at it is, my whole intention is that I should be able to, and this video is going to be public so you can hold me to it, the first minters of the specific collections ideally should be getting back in the reward system from the pool that I have set up, hopefully all of their investments that they've did. So I'm not giving this to you for free, right? I'm going to be paying for it, but you have to work for it. If you don't, then yeah, there again, because the thing is for my community members, it's a very small community. In fact, YouTube, I have what, 2,800 subscribers. I don't think half of them are active because I'm not active, right? And I understand that. I have like 100 people or 150, maybe 200 people on various groups on WhatsApp. Great, no worries. These are people who know me, who have physically seen me, met me, talked to me. They're there. There are other people who I interact with physically all the time. And then you've got the people on Discord. I've got what, 120 people on Discord. So again, the community is very small. So I can do this for a very small community. If the community explodes to 50,000 or 100,000, that's a different story, right? But that all has to reflect, like, you know, me just having 120 people on Discord, that's being reflected via Twitter and XYZ. So once we have that reflection and say, okay, we have this community, we will change things. And for me, the more I see community interacting, the more I see that the community is interested, the more the community communicates with me, right? That's the key as well. The more I could work with you, because remember, my intention is not to make money from you. I've never had any intention, and I'm saying this openly on a public video, I've never had any intention to make any money for anybody. But I hope you all the best. I hope you all have a great start in something new or something brand new. A lot of you guys haven't had opportunities to be the first comers in a lot of stuff, right? And here's an opportunity. A lot of projects that launch with VCs and venture capital funding, where the project has already sold the tokens for a very small fee, right? So for example, they might sell it for 2 cents and then charge the public 10 cents. I don't want to do that. You are the VCs. That changes everything, right? So I'm giving an opportunity for everybody to become a VC. But if you don't communicate with me, I don't know, right? I can only talk and I can only offer. But if everyone's going to be silent, then I can't help you, right? I can't help you. So, you know, for me, remember, ultimately, my intention is the project needs to be successful. Whether I take money off you or not, whether I want your money or not, that is completely irrelevant when it comes to the project, because I need the project to be successful. Right, so I will do everything in my power to make the project successful. The only opportunity that I'm giving you is to be that first comer, to come in with low risk, you know, if zero risk, like, you know, if not zero risk, the low risk at least, right? So the idea is, obviously, the intention is for zero risk, but if you come in with low risk, then yeah, you're there. And again, it's only for a relevant amount of time. After that time expires, full stop, there is no ifs and buts, right? I can't help you anymore. So everything is time limited. Of course, I'm going to post the schedules. I'll probably do it on some sort of a paper, some sort of a schedule paper or something. Again, I'll publish it on a website or something, but everybody will be able to see this. It's going to be transparent. You can go Wayback Machine or whatever and see the record that, yes, this guy said this and he specified these particular dates and he did exactly what he mentioned, right? Again, my wallets, my addresses, they're all public. So, you know, any movements, anything happen, everyone can track it. That's how it is, right? Because remember, we've got Zach BTC right there, right? So he can see, and I hope he does, right? Because if he can see exactly what I've been doing or exactly what I am doing on chain, and then he can confirm that, and I think that would give a lot more legitimacy to the community. And I'm a big fan of Zach BTC, right? So, you know, these are the kind of things. For example, Coffeezilla, I love him, right? So there's a load of these guys that I love really, and I would love to interact with them and probably even collaborate with them and probably give their members some of these tokens and this and that. But again, I'm not going to airdrop these tokens, because airdropping tokens is illegal, right? At least in FC, like according to FCA in UK, we are not allowed to airdrop stuff to people, right? So we're not going to airdrop stuff to people. But people who follow the terms and conditions do not get an airdrop. They get it based on the agreement that we have made. So you buy this token, this particular NFT, that NFT clearly will state exactly how much of the pool you can get and when it's going to be delivered to you. So that's not really an airdrop, it's actually a deliverance, a promise, right? So it's a promissory. So those promises will be kept, and that's how I want to keep this, right? So let's see. I mean, for me, I'm going to come on YouTube a little bit more, but when I do come, I'm not going to be talking about the markets and this and that as much as I used to, because again, I only talk about the market when I feel there's something relevant, right? I'm not here for everyday FOMO and FUD news. You've got plenty of channels doing that, and they're doing a great job, right? So that's all I'm going to say. Believe me, most of the time they don't help, but they're there, right? That's not my job. That's not what I'm here to do. I made a promise to the community, and I'm trying to keep that promise. As I want the community to benefit and be a part of something bigger. So yeah, I mean, this community, the more it grows, the more people engage, the more people interact, there's plenty of stuff coming out. I've got so many different projects lined up where the community can actually interact and get involved, and hopefully in the future benefit from it, because there's so many different things. I've thought about like a venture capital kind of a thing, but it's a very unique concept, right? And I think nobody will say no when they figure out what it is. So there is a few bits and bobs there. Again, I don't want your money and I don't want to get rich from you, full stop, right? But there are techniques out there, there are loads of different methods out there for everybody to get wealthy, become millionaires, and then yeah, enjoy life. That's it. Because one of the things is too many people are investing too much time in all these crazy news, right? Which is noise. In my opinion, it's just complete noise. So too many people are investing too much time in this, and it's not healthy for me. You know, my intention is for you to live a healthy life, right? And you know, in order for you to do that, you need to be stress-free. And in order for you to be stress-free, there needs to be a strategy or a methodology or some sort of a structure in certain things of your life which actually are less stressful and make sense, right? So that's what I'm going to do, and I think there's a great opportunity for everybody. And yeah, and I mean, yeah, I don't want to go on too much about it, but yes, in the future, when I think the time is ready, I will mention it and we will talk about it. Other than that, guys, it's been like what, 30 minutes or 30 something minutes I've been driving and doing this. I know the audio quality is going to be a little bit bad, but not to worry. There's a thing called Adobe Enhance. I'm going to stick that audio straight into Adobe Enhance and hopefully get a better quality audio out of that. Let's see, let's hope. I've got to work with the thing, and if I can get rid of the noise, because I've got the AC on. It's really hot, 32 degrees here. So it's been really hot here. But yeah, I will definitely keep you guys posted, updated. I'm going to be on YouTube a lot more, because if that's what it takes, that's what I'm going to do, right? You know, yes, I want to keep the community small, but if the small community do not react, right, in a massive way, so a small community does not react in a massive way, then I need to grow the community, and that means I need to do this. Because remember, ultimately, as I said, everything can go aside. What matters to me is the project needs to go and be successful. All right, this project needs to be, whether it's successful today, whether it's valued at zero, it doesn't matter. The success for the project, right, for me, is the 21 million coins needs to be deployed. Total 21 million coins has to be distributed to everybody. That means that the original paradoxes, right, paradoxes should not have more than 10-15% of the coins. That's it. Paradoxes should not have more than 10, 15, maybe even 5% of the coins. That's the entire thing. Paradoxes should not own any more than that. Those coins need to be distributed to thousands, if not millions of people across the world. What you do later is up to you. All right, how you pursue this, where you sell it, where you list it, where you provide liquidity, entirely up to you. And believe me, progress is being made, right, to the point where we are becoming a lot more decentralized. More and more decentralized exchanges are popping up where anybody could provide liquidity. We don't need permission. We don't need 30k, 100k signing up fee. Oh, can I have an exchange listing, please? Yes, yeah, when you pay me 100 grand, we'll give you an exchange listing. We don't need none of that back end, because that's what's happening. Centralized exchanges are charging projects to make money, right? They don't care what happens to the tokens. There's no protections there. So we want to do it differently, right? The first batch of people should be able to claim these tokens via a reward mechanism, and we should distribute the entire project in that particular way. Whether it takes 1 year, 5 years, whatever, we're going to distribute the entire project. Once the project is distributed, what you do with it is a whole different ball game, right? That's the entire whole thing. So that changes everything. So again, I'm being transparent. Now, if someone wants to copy my idea, go and do it. Go ahead, no worries, right? It's not about being on, you know, showing your face, being that awesome founder. Who cares? I don't care. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for fame. None of that business. I'm here just for my community, which originally started with 10, 15 people and it's grown now, all right? If it grows even more, even better. But that's how it is. So if you watch the video right to the end right now, thank you very much. I do appreciate for you being awesome, at least watching this video right to this end. Please leave a like and a comment. Tell me how you feel. Share with one another. All right, that's all I'm asking. Share with one another. Grow this community. If you can't grow the community, if you're not going to be, if you don't want to engage, if you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine by me, not a problem. But if you do, then this project becomes stronger and you'll see the reaction. Because remember one thing, launching a ERC20 compatible, like, or EVM compatible coin, it only takes about a minute. Worst case scenario, 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes to launch the entire ERC20 compatible token, right? Just call it ERC20 token, because the code base is there. It's all there. It's freely available. All I've got to do is change a few lines of code and launch it. That's the easy part. But doing that has taken me 6 years. And even now it's taking me longer because I'm not, I don't want to just launch. I have to look at everything. Believe me, I've sat down, I've got rid of the white papers, I've threw things away, because if it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't protect you, if it doesn't protect everybody, I don't want to launch it. I don't want to, because I have no intention of making money off you. However, if I had that intention of making money off you, I can be launching 100 ERC20 tokens on any of the EVM compatible chains per 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, 100 tokens launched out there. Why? Because those are rug pulls. That's not what I'm interested in. For me, I'm only interested in making sure the community is protected, making sure that the project itself is successful. The whole initial idea, the ultimate goal of this project is to have a complete decentralized, distributed community token. What the community does with it is another thing. So that's how it is, right? So yeah, let's see where we go from this, but it all depends on you, the community. Are you on board? Do you want to take do you want to take part in this, and do you want to own this? Because that's what it is. There is no founder. Yes, I may have created, just like every other Tom, Dick and Harry who goes out there, creates an ERC20. I may have created it, but I'm not the founder. I'm not anything. I'm not the owner. There is nothing. You are going to own the token. The 21 million coins needs to be distributed to everybody.